Let's go make this 10-minute baby blanket, but first, always remember to share this so it will save to your profile and you can find it when you're looking for it again later. Y'all remember my friend Bessie Pearl. Okay, her name's not Bessie Pearl, but the name of her company is Bessie Pearl Binding Company. And I asked her where the name came from, and she said it's named after her grandmothers, Bessie and Pearl. Isn't that the sweetest? So when I met her at QuiltCon, she had this gauze blanket. Remember, we made one the other day with some binding on it. This time, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to make it with bias tape. And it's so cute and so easy for that baby gift that you have that you need to make. This is the perfect thing. So this is 1 yard of gauze fabric, and it's just folded. It's folded the way that it came from Hobby Lobby where I bought it, and I'm just leaving it folded. And I'm going to attach my bias tape to it. Now you could, probably should iron this first. You could sew all the way around it if you wanted to before you added your bias tape. I'm not going to, but if I wasn't sure I was going to catch both sides, I would go and sew it. So if you need to sew it, just sew it first. Around here, we are trying to conserve sanity because we don't have that much of it. And this is wrinkled where I had it stored. So I'm just ironing it first. Then I'm gonna put my bias tape on it. So the thing I love about Bessie Pearl Binding Company is the bias tape is so pretty. It's not the stuff that we're used to, the solid stuff that yells at you. Bias tape is kind of amazing. We'll make all of the things easier, but it's not that cute. And when I found Bessie Pearl Binding Company and all of the bias tape is cute, it's kind of my jam. So I'm gonna take one side of my blanket. I have one pretty side down, one pretty side up. In my case, my piece of fabric is just folded in half. You see, that's the fold, but you could cut it if you wanted to, or you could go around and baste it. A basting stitch is just a straight stitch that's longer. I'm not doing either one of those. I'm just leaving mine folded, and I'm going to take my bias tape, and do you see how it opens up like this? It's called double fold because that's exactly what it does. It folds in and in again. So I'm gonna open it all the way up, and I'm gonna leave a little bit right here and fold that down so that when I come back to it and lay it on the inside, it'll have a pretty finished edge. So I'm going to fold down just the beginning. I'm going to lay it right next to the raw edge, and I'm going to sew all the way around. When I get to the corners, I'm literally just going to put my needle down, raise my pressure foot, turn my project, and keep going. You're going to sew right here in this fold, all the way down and around your blanket. This same style blanket would also be precious made out of flannel or fleece or whatever you have. And if you have bias tape, use that. I'm not telling you to go get something new, but I am telling you if you have to have something new, the printed stuff is so cute. You can get this that I'm using at BessiePearlBindingCompany.com, or I have some linked in my Amazon storefront that's not this, but it's also super cute. Now, this is what I have. This is where I started, folded it down and sewed all the way around, and this is where I finished, just like this. Now, we're going to let this bias tape do what it naturally does because the way that it's created, it folds on its own. So if you will just let it fold back onto itself, do you see that? We're going to come and stitch this side this time. Turn the blanket over, let the bias tape fold down on its own. And this time, we're going to sew right here, close to this edge, all the way around. Now we're sewing this like a top stitch, and a top stitch is just a straight stitch sewn a little closer to the edge. I like for mine to look like it's about to fall off of my project, but you only sew as close as you're comfortable. And yes, we are back stitching when we start and when we stop because my grandma said so. Bias tape was super intimidating before I started using it all the time because I didn't understand how it worked. I wasn't sure what to do with it. But now that I understand, it's amazing. It finishes so many edges so nice and pretty, makes projects so much easier, and we're going to make all the things with bias tape. Now, when you're making your projects, please email your photos to info@hometownquiltcompany.com because we want to see them. Sew and Tell is everybody's favorite. And look what you have. Is this not the sweetest ever? So cute. Now, I rounded my corners a little bit instead of mitering them, but you can do whatever it is that you like when it comes to your corners. This is the sweetest, cutest, easiest 10-minute baby gift ever. My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.